Nah, I got the better parlay. Argue about the spread, it's a fierce debate. But when it comes to Wildcats, they align their fate. Blitz the bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums.
All right, guys, the Blitz is back. I'm Charlie Winkle here with Anthony Roberts and Josh Onan. Welcome to the Blitz the Bookie podcast. It is Tuesday, February the 10th, and Sam Darnold has went from a first-round bust with the New York Jets, written off by 3 other teams, to now Super Bowl champ with his 5th team, leads Seattle to their 2nd Super Bowl. Look, I know I've been critical of Sam Darnold for the last couple years on this show, mainly because I couldn't trust him late in the games. But not only do I trust Sam Darnold, but I'm a fan. I think he's turned into a really good NFL quarterback, and I like the story. To be able to endure the circus that is the New York Jets, and then to be written off by the Panthers, the 49ers, and then last year, Minnesota. I mean, he was playing at an MVP level. And then, like I said, first year at his 5th team, and he wins the Super Bowl. I mean, it shows some resilience and some mental toughness to get through that. A lot of guys have been in his situation in New York, and we've never seen him again. Yeah. So maybe they weren't as good as Sam Darnold, but maybe they were. So I like the story. I know he didn't play great in the Super Bowl, but he didn't play bad, and he's played really good the last 2 years. What do y'all think about Sam Darnold? I mean, I don't watch ESPN or any of the national sports stuff, so I don't even know what the talking points are. Are people talking about him and the story? Because I think it's a really cool story.
I'm with you. I hadn't listened either, but they're talking about him. Anytime somebody wins, they build that up. But yeah, I'm with you, Charlie. I think it's
with his 5th team. I mean, I actually looked up yesterday, has any NFL quarterback ever won the Super Bowl with their 4th team?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I was forgetting the 49ers. He was the only one, but come to find out, his 5th team. So I just think a lot of guys would have folded under all that pressure. I mean, he was he wasn't the number 1 pick, right? What was he?
Was high.
He was top 5.
He was a 5-star coming out of high school too. He was a big recruit coming out of high school. He was out of USC.
I mean, he had a lot of praise coming out of college.
I liked him.
I did too.
I'm still not sold he's super great. I think they're a very good team. And I was talking to Josh. Josh was kind of educating me on it a little bit. They got some contracts to sign, Kenneth Walker being one of them. Who else was it, Josh?
I don't know who else it was.
Oh, yeah.
There's a corner, I think, that they might have to sign.
Well, look, how many years did he play in New York? Maybe, I guess 3 or something. Mm-hmm. And then 1 in Carolina, 1 in San Francisco, and then to Minnesota. I mean, I don't really care how good you are. You bounce around like that. You got new coaches, new coordinators, new systems. And, at that point, nobody thought he was good. So I give him a lot of credit for bouncing around like that, having things not go his way. He played awesome last year at Minnesota. I mean, what was he in the MVP race? He was in it,
14-4 last year at Minnesota. Yeah. And then look what happened to Minnesota when he leaves.
They fell off.
I mean, I'm proud of him. I thought he did his job. He didn't have to do a whole lot in this game.
No. Yeah, and he didn't play.
He didn't even have a great game. I don't think. He's had some good games. He's had some good games.
I didn't even look at his stats, but I'm just the eye test. He didn't play great. He only had 1 touchdown.
He missed Cooper Kupp for a touchdown. I can tell you that. But anyhow, that would have been a big one for me. But look, he did a good job. But when you have a team like that, you don't got to do a lot. And I don't mean that in a bad way. You shouldn't try to do too much because that'll get you in trouble. He did what he needed to do. Kenneth Walker, that offensive line, the defense, just the team as a whole, they were a very balanced team. They were a really good team. I think everybody started realizing that about halfway through the year, Seattle might be the best team in the NFL. I feel like you started hearing that.
I think they were all year.
Yeah. I think the 3 best, and I can't really separate them. Seattle won the Super Bowl, so you say they're the most accomplished, no doubt. But to me, the 3 best, and I'll see what you guys think, but for me, it's Seattle, the Rams, and the Broncos. That's, to me, the 3 best teams in the NFL. And then right behind that group, I would go with teams like Buffalo.
Jacksonville was playing good.
Green Bay's pretty good,
and then
too.
the Bears were playing well at the end.
I think the Bears could have been scary there. And I think Green Bay ended up getting beat by?
The Bears.
I think Green Bay, right matchups, could have been scary to deal with. I thought the Rams slightly outplayed Seattle in that game last week, but got beat. But that's what happens when teams are close, because they are close. But that's the three that I like. Who'd you think? Not the who won, and Seattle goes in that group for me, but who'd you think the few top teams were this year?
Well, I thought Seattle and the Rams were the best, and we even said it.
Yeah.
We thought the NFC Championship was the Super Bowl. And I heard a stat on the radio yesterday. The Rams and the Seahawks were combined 11-0 against the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And we talked about it, how the NFC was a lot better than the AFC. And we thought that all year.
And I agree with that. But I don't think we should sell the AFC short. New England came out of it, but everybody had questions with New England, with the weather, and they had an easy schedule. And, Bo Nix gets hurt, the weather game with Houston, everything just kind of worked out in their favor there. And so I don't want to take everything from the AFC, but yeah, I thought the NFC was a little better. But I do think there was some teams in the AFC that, look, y'all know how I feel. I think the Broncos were good. I think they had some bad luck. Like you said, Chicago. There was a lot of good teams in the NFL just overall. So
I do think the NFC was a lot stronger than the AFC overall. But I think the third best team was in the AFC. After watching everything play out, I think Jacksonville might have been the third best team behind the Rams, and I think the Seahawks were the best team. But I like Jacksonville, dude. I think their offense is way better than Denver's. Their defense was really good. So I actually think they might have been the third best team in the league.
I really thought there was a point in the NFL season where it was kind of wide open. And I know that's who made it with Seattle, but I still think it was wide open. You give me those teams on a neutral field, the Denvers, the Jacksonvilles, the really good teams, they definitely could beat any of those teams. I was hoping New England, because I like Drake May. I was kind of hoping that they were going to come there and play tough. But deep down in my heart, I had questions with New England. I had questions with them all year. I really couldn't buy in. But they were there.
Well, they're saying he had a shoulder injury.
Yeah, I seen that on the scroll today.
Yeah, well,
because he was 73% throwing all year, and then he crapped the bed until the fourth quarter.
Well, they were talking about it the week leading up to the Super Bowl. Had you heard anything about it?
No, I didn't hear anything.
All right, so I did hear something. It was on Pardon My Take, and they were joking with, I think it was Hank or one of the guys is a Patriots fan, and they were joking with him about the shoulder. And he was kind of blowing it off. And then I listened to him the other day, and he's like, yeah, I guess I shouldn't have blown that off. And I think he came out today and said, no surgery. But yeah, I think it definitely affected him.
Can y'all think of another Super Bowl where there was just like zero storylines throughout the whole week? Normally there was just like some type of a buzz about a player, or, you could say Sam Darnold, but he's not.
I guess
he's not exciting.
Drake May's family. I heard a lot about that all week. I feel
Drake May being the youngest quarterback to win it if he would have won. That was really the thing that I kept hearing.
I don't know. It just seems like there's more stories and stuff.
The rematch.
Not a lot of look, both of them were very good defensive teams. And, that don't make the storylines this day and age that much. Not a lot of sexy players on the team. You got guys, look, I like Kenneth Walker a lot, but he's not very sexy. Maybe he is the people now, but Darnold ain't. May. You don't have that it factor, that Mahomes, that Josh Allen, the players that everybody likes to see. That don't mean they're better. I think it really came down to me, offensive line. Offensive line of New England struggled. Will Campbell, the big draft pick they got out of LSU, everybody talked about how he's going to play tackle in the NFL, but he has short arms. I think it showed
I think he broke the record for giving up the most pressures. I think it was like 11 or 12 pressures in the game.
He was sacked 21 times in the playoffs.
No, I'm talking about in the Super Bowl. He let up 11 pressures, I think.
Collinsworth touched on it best. And I talk about this all the time. When you can stop the run and get pressure with just the front four without blitzing, you're in trouble as an offense, because when they can drop 7 or 8 into coverage, man, and they're still getting pressure, it's one thing to drop that many into coverage, but they're getting all day. But when you're getting pressure and also you're stuffing their run, they could get no run game going. He had no time and they're dropping 8 in coverage. Good luck.
That dude's losing his spot.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to move him to guard.
Yeah, they move him inside, but he's losing that tackle spot.
Yeah. There was a couple times in that game on third down when I thought Seattle should blitz. Mm-hmm. And they didn't have to.
No, they didn't.
You don't change what's working.
Right. I was like, well, I guess they could have got him a half second earlier than they already did.
Why take the chance?
Yeah. And I will say this about Drake May, though. he holds the ball a little bit too long sometimes. And look, you could probably say that about any quarterback, but I did notice it a few times in the Super Bowl. But that left side of his line is bad.
I don't think he was comfortable at all in the Super Bowl.
And it might have added that he had a shoulder injury
Right,
too.
yeah.
So you got a shoulder
Is
injury.
that-
Your left side of your line is bad. Was he sacked or pressured more than anybody in the league this year?
I don't know.
He was up there. I don't know if it was sacks or pressures, but he was up there in one of those for the season.
I'm not taking up for Drake May. I just don't feel like there's a ton of weapons on New England's offense.
I
yet.
agree there. I mean, is their number one receiver Stephon Diggs?
Yeah,
And I don't think he's great.
And the tight end game ain't
How many
great.
touches did he get?
He got one catch.
We might need to give Drake May credit for manufacturing an offense that he did this year. Because after really watching them up close in the Super Bowl, they don't got a lot of it guys on offense.
I didn't think so either. But something I want to touch on with Drake May's path to the Super Bowl. I mean, of all those great quarterbacks in the AFC, I want to name them off here and tell me how many of these Drake May faced in the playoffs. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence,
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
He faced some tough defenses, though. But yeah, you're right.
He didn't face one of those quarterbacks to get to the Super Bowl.
Wasn't it 3 bad weather games, too?
Yeah.
Or two and then one?
Two of them was.
Yeah.
And then
The,
he played.
the schedule was a joke, and the playoff run was a joke, and it got out of hand. Like I told y'all.
And they said, I was listening to the radio today, and I wish we had some better technical issues where we watched the Super Bowl.
Oh my goodness.
We could have watched the pregame. But said if you watched the pregame and listened to Kyle Shanahan talk, you were like, okay, the Seahawks are about to blow these dudes out. Just because of what he broke down with Sam Darnold and that they were going to do during the game.
Kyle Shanahan?
Yeah, from the 49ers.
Yeah.
Because he coached Darnold. You don't see analysts do what he did. He was like, I don't know the exact words he used because I didn't see it, but I'd like to go back and watch it.
I have to look that up.
Because I want to see it. They're like, when they bring
Kyle
on a guest
Shanahan.
like that, a lot of times they don't choose a side, and you could tell he had a side.
Well, they're in his division, and Vrabel being an old New England guy,
Right.
he's an AFC guy.
And you may have had a little,
I think there definitely was
from
something
the
there.
28-3
Yeah,
game.
and Shanahan's a offensive guy. Vrabel's kind of a defensive. I'm gonna say this: what gets lost in all this? Because they lost. That New England defense is pretty badass, boys.
What's his name?
Pretty badass.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
dude,
yes.
he might be the best corner in the league.
Dude, their defense is nice.
Seattle's defense is
It
nice.
is, I agree.
Seattle's
I agree.
defense went to work.
I agree.
So
Yeah,
let's talk a little bit about the first half.
Seattle got work last week against Rams, though, pretty good.
But the Rams are the second best team in the league. I mean,
I think Seattle's defense is good, but I think it's more their balance as a team, like a good defense, a good
Special
offense.
teams, you broke the record for most field goals in a game. I mean,
broke the record for the most fair catches.
But what was you saying, Charlie?
No, I was just the first half. I felt like the first 2 drives, Darnold came out slinging. He came out slinging. There was about 4 or 5 passes that me and Josh were like,
dude, he could have.
Did you watch the first couple drives?
That first pass,
I missed the first drive.
The first pass, he could have jumped that route.
Dude,
it could have been a pick 6.
In the first 2 drives, there was about 4, at least 4, maybe 3.
Seemed like 7.
It did. I feel like I was being conservative. I feel like it was more like 4 or 5. But regardless, credit to Darnold. He made great throws, but he was this far away from being picked off.
Yes.
I've seen a few of those. I've seen a few
one
of
where
those.
he threw over the linebacker, in front of the corner, and in front of the safety.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah.
There was a handful, and I felt like Darnold was on point, and I felt like they were taking not a bunch of chances, but they were throwing the ball, and not became a field goal. I mean, what was it? Well, it was 9-0 at halftime, right?
Mhm.
Was it 9-0?
Yeah.
Me and Josh thought the field goal kicker was going to get MVP.
I had Kenneth Walker on one of my little props, so I was nothing big, but it was the one I needed. So I was happy when he won it. So a lot of times they don't want to give it to running backs, but we can talk New England's defense. We can talk Darnold. We can talk Cooper Kupp. He had a nice game. I really think the story of the game was the guy who won the MVP, Kenneth Walker, dude. And I think that's what makes Seattle's team so good. He's a problem, dude.
I
That dude is a problem.
don't know if he had a negative play in the game. He played really good.
He dropped that one.
He did drop one because I had him over 2.5, and he ended up with 2.
Yeah.
And that was a drop.
And that was like a big third down that they could have used.
He had a lot of big games in the playoffs, and they got a good offensive line. How do you defend that? So you got a good passing game. You have a good offensive line, a solid quarterback, and a running back that can run and does weird stuff where he goes into the hole and pops out. I mean, he's a weird running back, dude. I love it, but he's weird.
Dude, his legs got to be as big around as his couch.
He's got a
He
weird
is
body.
stout.
Dude.
I'm glad he turned out to be good. I liked him at Michigan State.
It's and then he's good in the receiving game. Like a lot of guys like that. Okay, he's in there. We know he ain't going to catch nothing out of the backfield, but he's actually a pretty good receiver. Little stubby dude is. I don't want to call him stubby because
he's not. They said that what hurts him, he's not a very good pass blocker.
The way he does everything else good.
Right. 27 carries in the Super Bowl.
Josh, you don't got to be a good pass blocker when they're coming. Just flare out because he catches the ball well.
If Charbonnet doesn't get hurt, he probably doesn't win the MVP because they were basically splitting carries before Charbonnet got
and
hurt.
Charbonnet was getting most of the carries.
Blessing in disguise. You know, sometimes that happens for players. Any running back's going to be nice in that system because the offensive line's good. They got a good passing game. It's hard to defend that, you know, because you got to respect the passing game. But Kenneth Walker,
I wouldn't want to tackle him.
No, I wouldn't either. He does weird stuff with his legs. Collinsworth talked about it where he said he can get deeper in a hole and come back out of it better than anybody. And then I was talking to Charlie last night, and I agree with you, Charlie. Barry Sanders, they're not the same build, but Barry Sanders-ish, you know, being able to get in those holes and cut back out.
He'd get in there and pop his way out of there.
But, you know, Barry had a lot of negative plays. I feel like Kenneth didn't have a lot of negative plays last night. He goes back, but then somehow he gets forward.
Barry played for the Lions.
That's right.
Made him retire early, him and Calvin Johnson both. What a shame.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
You know, a lot of people's been talking it was a boring game, worst Super Bowl ever. I didn't really see it like that. I'm not saying it was great. You know, I thought the defenses were playing well in the first half. I didn't think it was just terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't bad offense.
Terrible
it wasn't
offense.
Bad offense.
It really wasn't.
You know why they said that? It's because it was a defensive game for a lot of the
but
game.
I mean, it was. If we're just talking boring or entertaining, it was a little bit boring there for a little bit. I don't think it was a terrible game overall. Some shit started to happen there in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle had the ball around midfield with about 5.5, 6 minutes left, and they got New England had the ball around midfield, and the sack, fumble, touchdown.
I think they were up 12 when they were somewhere in that range.
And that
a little bit less than
that put them up
19, like somewhere in that range, somewhere there. Yeah, I kind of put the game on ice. It was 3, made it 3 scores. And actually, at that point, if I remember correctly, New England actually had some positive stuff going. Like they weren't deep in their territory, but I think they were at midfield.
They were at midfield.
Yeah. So, and they'd had a couple good plays in a row. Some positive things were happening.
And they had just scored before that, and I think maybe got a 3 and out. I don't know if it was a 3 and out, but
I feel like they played conservative. Then out of nowhere, well, it was not out of nowhere. Game was getting late. They said, "Okay, get aggressive." And when he did, they went down and scored a quick touchdown on a deep pass. I wish that maybe why didn't you try that earlier? I understand what Vrabel was thinking. Man, stay conservative. Maybe it would have won, but you had your offense give up 2 big turnovers there, and that really broke the back of them.
I just don't think. I think in the first half, Seattle realized field goals can win this game, and they didn't have to take any big shots.
I loved it.
They just grinded. Yeah, I do too. And that proves what I've been saying, and we've all been saying all year: take the freaking points.
At times, yes, yeah. I mean, there's times to go for it. There is definitely times to go for it, but they're going for it way too much.
So speaking of field goals, we can jump back into the game here in a minute if y'all got anything else, but I looked at if any records were broken in the Super Bowl. So last week I had mentioned the bogus record that I found. It was Jason Myers. I think the longest, it said he had the longest. Well, Jason Myers did break some Super Bowl records yesterday. He did not kick the longest field goal, but most field goals in a Super Bowl, kicked 5. He also has the most points by a kicker in a Super Bowl.
Oh, wow.
17 points.
Damn.
5 field goals and 2 extra points.
Wow.
And then
he beat New England by himself.
He did.
17-13.
And he actually also became the first 200-point scorer in a season.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Jason Myers. So he broke 3 records.
Gosh.
He's got 3. So
my brother might get him a Myers jersey.
He should. We should just get him one. There was one more record broken.
It wasn't the punt return because there was
the punt return did not happen. What did you say?
I was going to say most receiving yards.
Most
by a
receiving
running
yards
back.
by a running back. He didn't get it. He didn't get it. What'd you say?
Oh,
Most running
by a quarterback.
by a quarter.
Yeah, I didn't
How
have
many running yards? How many?
He
rushing
had
yards?
37. Yeah,
37.
37. Yeah.
What was it, like 70?
72,
Yeah,
I
he
think.
should have had
None of us-
72.
He
No.
should have ran it more. Maybe they would have shot.
That
Nor-
record should be broke at some Super Bowl because they can do 72.
We'll try again next year on that.
That's right.
But there was another record broke: the most passing yards in a single quarter. Drake May, after throwing for, I think it was 119, somewhere right in that area. I'll tell you why I know that here in a little bit. 235 yards in the fourth quarter.
If you go back and look, I think the yards are about even by the team. Problem is, New England had 3 turnovers. But yeah, I think the yards were about even.
I did look at the box score. It looks even, but
Yeah,
it was not even. I mean,
I agree with that.
basically after the strip sack fumble touchdown, Seattle went into a prevent defense and just basically
Just
let
bend,
him,
don't break.
just let him throw down the field. So 235 yards by Drake May in the fourth quarter. Oh, most fair catches. I wasn't bullshitting. Most fair catches in a Super Bowl. Rashid Shaheed, 6 fair catches.
What about that one fair catch by, I think it was New England's? It was getting late. They kind of needed good field position. He could have caught it like the 20, dude. He let it go. Like, it was.
And they put it, ended up going to like the 4.
You can't let that happen.
Mm-hmm.
That was bad.
There also was one team record. Patriots most losses now in the Super Bowl with 6.
So they passed the Bills, I guess.
The Broncos.
The Broncos have lost.
Yep, they were tied with the Broncos.
Super-
Longest drought for running backs until this year, getting the MVP, Kenneth Walker, first time in 28 years since Terrell Davis in 1998.
Another record was broke too. Super Bowl halftime show that didn't speak no English.
Most wings eaten, maybe. I ate a bunch of wings. Yeah, the halftime show. We'll get into that here in a few minutes. We'll touch on the halftime show since everybody's talking about the halftime. That's all everybody wants to talk about.
I have an opinion like everybody else, but what I do hate about giving my opinion, I feel like that's why they did it.
Oh, no,
And I almost don't want to feed into it, but I'll feed into it.
We'll get into that in a little bit. Guys, before we move on, y'all got anything else on the actual game?
No,
I mean, pretty much domination. Fourth quarter, Seattle with the prevent defense gave up a lot of yards and made the game a little bit closer. Made Drake,
I didn't think it was
Mays-
as dominant of a game. I thought it was they won the game, they controlled it, but I didn't think it was like a dominant game. It was lack of New England.
I don't think there was
but
one point in that game, maybe
I agree with that.
halfway through the first quarter that I thought maybe New England could win.
Well, I
After
think-
that,
What
I
about-
didn't think they had a chance to win.
I thought
after
they
that.
might have had a slight shot after they threw a touchdown. They went down by like 11 or 12 there. It was a 9-12 point game for a long time. I mean,
I just felt like Seattle was in control the whole time.
I felt like
And-
it too. That's why they just kept kicking field goals, playing conservative, took their shots on third
but
down.
at some point, I knew New England was going to press. Like, I knew they were going to, because dude, they were playing super conservative like the whole time. And I do think Vrabel waited a little bit too long. And
they did wait too long because, like I said, they were at midfield with 5.5 minutes left.
And then when
it was too late.
And then when they opened it up, dude, they got like 3-play touchdown. I'm not, maybe that's luck, maybe it's not, but like you just waited a little bit too long. I'm a conservative guy, so I can respect that. I understand his thinking on it, but I just think he maybe waited a possession or two too long.
At halftime, they hadn't made it past the 43-yard line.
Yeah, but they weren't down that much. But I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah.
So I just feel like Seattle's freaking cruising here.
Yeah, but they could have easily been down whatever,
20.
17 to nothing or 21 to nothing, 14 to nothing. I mean, they were in position to score some touchdowns. They just didn't get them.
Yeah, but they really never got it close. They went like they got down to the 5-yard line and got stopped. I mean,
but he kicked a field goal on like 4th and 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
and
that's
a good call. That's a good call.
I'm not saying it's not.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying
it's-
I'm not saying that either.
I would have took the points too, but I'm just saying a lot of times, especially these days, that a lot of times them guys are going for that. Next thing you know, score a touchdown. I'm not saying he should have.
Yeah.
I would have took the points.
I just wish Vrabel would have Go over to your quarterback.
He had jitters, dude. He had jitters. He had jitters. Drake May had jitters. I think Darnold had him a little bit. I didn't see him in the first couple drives, but I feel like after maybe he settled down and maybe he was juiced up or something at the beginning of the game, because up them first 2 drives, he thought he was Dan Marino.
He missed Cooper Kupp, dude. I know I say that
just
like you had him.
He had settled down at that point.
Well, yeah, they had been running the ball so good. They ran play action. It was a good play action by Darnold. And they bid on it because they've been running the ball so good.
Oh, he was going to walk in.
Oh, man.
Oh, you talking about the one at the goal line?
Yeah.
The one that he underthrew at the goal line?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was another. Who'd he miss on?
But at least but there was pressure on that play. There was a lot of pressure because they had brought pressure. But on that one I'm talking about, it was a beautiful play action. He had time. He just missed him. It wasn't as open as that guy, but I could at least excuse him on that because New England was bringing pressure, so you knew somebody was probably going to be open on the backside. Their pressure got to him before he can make a good throw. But he played a solid game, though. He didn't play – I don't think it was one of Darnold's best, but I think that's probably one of the better defenses you're going to go up against. So, like you said, that Gonzalez was nice.
All right, so wasn't a lot to bet on in the game except about 10,000 bets. Literally everything you wanted to bet, except that there was going to be a punt return because I was going to bet on it. Glad it wasn't available. But basically everything else that you wanted to bet was there, and this is not something that I normally bet. I don't bet props. I know Anthony doesn't.
There's
Do
a
you
reason.
Normally bet props ever throughout the year?
No,
and there's a reason for it because it's a whole new world where you bet props.
No lie, since we've had. I mean, I've done it, at sports books and stuff like that here and there.
Me too.
But in the regular season, I've only bet props twice. And the only reason I bet it twice is because I won the first time. And then I'll bet some in the Super Bowl, but like regular season, I would never touch a prop.
So I don't like props. First touchdowns I've done maybe 4 to 5 times throughout the year, just like on a standalone Monday Night Football or Thanksgiving. I don't even know when I did it, but man, I was betting all types.
Oh, dude. I had a stack of tickets. I had like 4 or 5 good winners. And I still lost some.
I was talking to Anthony on the phone the other day, and he's rattling off all these props, and I'm thinking in my head, dude, I've talked to this dude on the phone about sports for countless hours. I don't know how many times over the last 8 years, 10 years. We've never had this conversation. We have never had this conversation about fucking prop bets. And Anthony's sitting here, I got this dude over 27 and this happened to this.
Dude,
what the fuck are we talking about?
2 things I like to say. First thing, when fantasy football came out years ago, I hated it. And I was the biggest critic of it. Oh, it's all about individual players. And I'm a team first guy. It's just who I am. It's about that player, this player. And everybody loved it. And I just would not play it. I would not play fantasy football. I refused to. I said, I'll just play the games, And that's before you could just play the games anywhere. People could play fantasy. I hated it. And I still have never played fantasy. I love football. Y'all know that. And I'm going up there and I'm thinking, this is his last football game of the year. I'm there and I just start betting props. I start betting more props. Because
there was nothing else to bet.
Dude, I'm ashamed to say how many props I bet.
That's what I told him earlier. He built a damn fantasy team.
Yes, I'm ashamed. But I got probably 90% of my money back. I missed a couple, and we'll talk about that. The whole prop world, I don't want to do it. I don't want to get into it because I already see you can have some nasty beats and like you think you're there, but you're not there. Sometimes
it's fantasy football. It's basically fantasy football, but you're betting on one player. But it's the same when you're watching the game because if you play fantasy football, I know you said you've never played, but when you play it, all you're doing is watching your players. You're like, well, where's my receiver at? And that's what I was doing in the freaking Super Bowl. You try to find number 88.
Well, I was looking for Cooper Kupp, son.
I didn't even know what number Barner was.
Barner.
I just knew I had Barner, and he was a big tight end.
And he's white. His ass. He's white, so I got him and Cooper Kupp mixed up because then when they were throwing to him,
I did too. But ain't he way bigger than him?
He is, but
dude, I kept getting them mixed up too.
Yes, well, because they were white. That's why you got them mixed up.
Well, I say I had the first touchdown. Barner got that, nailed that. It only took almost 3 full quarters to get it. I thought it was going to be no touchdowns. I know you can bet it, but I don't know what the odds were. I wonder what do you think the odds were? No touchdown in the game.
I bet it's probably pretty good.
I thought first and last might have won it there for a second because at the place I played, you could First touchdown was good odds, and last touchdown was good odds. But then there was a piece of me. You know how Blitz the Bookie always
You could have
thinks.
nailed both of them on that if there was only one touchdown.
If Blitz the Bookie, we always think that, well, there's cheating going on. You know, I thought, well, they always fix these games, but they ain't going to do that because it's Super Bowl. These teams are playing. But then I thought, they have all the attention on the games. But with the way everybody's playing, with it being Super Bowl, it's always been a prop-heavy game bet. Maybe there's more money bet on props than there is the game, or maybe it's closer than it is normal. And I said, that's how they're going to get us on props. So maybe that's why there weren't a lot of touchdowns early, because you got to think the less touchdowns there is, I would say that's money for the casino,
Right.
because a lot of those props are based off touchdowns and in yardage. Now they got some late there, but they called that Kenneth Walker one back there at the end. But wonder if that was their angle. We'll go after the prop money.
I brought this up to Charlie when we was watching it. Shouldn't, like, if you have, like, say you have a first touchdown score and there's never a touchdown score, I think you should get your money back. Like a scratch and a
What
horse
is it
race.
now? Now what is it now?
So say like, you know, you have a first touchdown score. Like we all have a first touchdown score.
And the right one,
but there's never a touchdown in the entire game. It
I'm
ends
with you.
15 and up. You shouldn't that be like a scratch, like a horse race?
They ain't doing that. They ain't giving you your money back.
But what if they poured water on the coach instead of the Gatorade? Would you get your money back?
I think there's a clear option.
Is there a clear
I swear,
option?
I think there is a clear option.
You
It
know,
might be yellow /
I'm just trying to get my money back.
No, I like it.
Josh
I
trying
like
to find
it.
any loophole he can.
I like it.
So
I
did
like
you
it.
see that did you see that they showed him mixing the
Yeah,
game?
Yeah, I'll say
yeah.
that. Yeah.
But
So I
you
seen-
probably have to bet it before.
It was closed. I seen a dude made a video that said, "Oh, look at this." They showed it, and then people ran and made the bets and blah blah blah.
Oh, God.
No, the markets were closed when they did that. But it is kind of crazy that they literally just mix new Gatorade. They probably don't even drink the damn Gatorade. Who knows what they drink anymore? But they were mixing the Gatorade to be thrown on the coach.
Yeah.
It wasn't to be drank. It
They
was
ma-
a
they ma-
special.
They made it an event. They showed it. They did that on purpose.
Yeah, that's the first time they've ever done that.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
so.
Never
I
seen
think so.
them mixing the
And they
Gatorade.
lifted the lid up, and the
Yeah.
camera was right on it. That was done on purpose. It's
Probably for the bettors.
Yeah, no, it is. And you know, I don't like that part of it. I love betting, but I don't like the idea when they cave to bet. Nebraska will not die, boys. I want to say this. I'm telling you, they have been down by 15. They will not die, dude.
They were down by 20 something when we turned it on, weren't they?
They are like the
It's
shootingest
17,
team
18,
ever.
I think.
If you want to see a team that can shoot, come watch Nebraska.
So did y'all hit any props? I had the first touchdown.
Yeah,
Did y'all hit any?
I hit some, but I still lost.
Well,
but
you had the MVP.
I had MVP. I had the big guy in the middle for Seattle over a sack. He actually had 2 sacks. MVP. I had Cooper Kupp over 60 yards. He had 61. That was a good ticket because that was like 4 or 5 to 1. But I missed on a couple big. Not as big as you, Charlie. But I missed on a couple big. On one ticket, it was like $29 to win like $1,200. 40 yards in the first half, 40 yards in the second half by Cooper Kupp. He had 43 in the first half. He got 20 in the second half. And that was a little bit over a 20-yard pass to the touchdown. That's the one we missed. That would have got me there. What saved me was Cooper Kupp and then Kenneth Walker. And I backed the door to Drake May, but I still lost because I had so many. But I had Gonzalez to have interception, would have paid me nice. He almost had 2 interceptions. I missed on a couple close ones. But the one that hurt me the most was I had Cooper Kupp 10 yards or more in every quarter, which apparently is hard to get because I got 50 to 1 odds on it. I just showed you the
I know, that's
ticket.
crazy.
It sounded like a good bet to me, too. That's why I bet it. I missed it by 2 yards in the third quarter, and they targeted him. And Darnold threw it behind him one play, and that Gonzalez was able to knock it down. If he would have threw it out there, he would have had it. But that was like one of my tickets was $800. I missed one was $12. I forget which one. But neither one of them was a lot invested. One of them was like 20. One of them was like 29. So I missed a couple, but nothing like yours, Charlie. I did miss one on Drake May over 40 yards. He had 37. He ran for like 4 yards. I was going to have it. And got called back on that holding call. One don't I throw it over.
I think that
to
got
you.
a lot of people.
There was 2 holding calls all game. And we all know that the NFL and college are not calling holding no more, which for whatever reason, I don't like it. There's parameters. I get it. They hold every play, but there used to be like a baseline. Well, they called back that, and then they called back that Kenneth Walker touchdown run, which would have put the game over the total. They ain't called those all game. Come on, man. Come on.
All my props were around JSN. and he got hurt and shut down.
Well, yeah, he went out.
Yeah, he went out for a little bit, and I had him as a anytime touchdown scorer and had him over his yards, which was like 91.
I felt like that hurt me a little bit, but maybe it helped me. But my theory on why I thought Cup would do well was that, Vrabel always liked to take away a guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that old school way approach. I'll take this guy away. And I always thought, Cup's not number one, but he's a really good number two. That's how I looked at Cup. Okay. And so I liked him being out there because I thought the defense would focus on him and open up some opportunities for Cup. I don't know if it hurt me or not, because then he come to primary, but I feel like when you got a good defense like that, they can shut your primary down. But that's just my theory. So that does suck when you have
tied it up.
That does hurt.
They call foul on that too?
I guess so.
Dude, they were just down by a lot.
Wow.
Look at this
Nebraska Magic.
Wow.
But it does hurt when you have a player bet and he gets hurt early in the game. I think some of those websites,
They do.
Yeah.
If he doesn't come back.
Yeah.
If he doesn't come
Yeah,
back.
but he came back.
But then there's a thing too.
And it's got to be in the first half.
And maybe that's why he came back.
Out in the first
Maybe.
half.
Hey, do you wonder why that's why he came back?
Cheating.
He missed it.
They're going to win it. I've seen this before.
No, they're going to overtime.
I've seen this before. You come all the way back
3
and you get your back, bro.
2, 1, miss that. Miss it. Oh,
yep. He did.
Overtime. So speaking of flags, I think they threw the first flag of the game with 2 minutes? Was right around 2 minute mark in the first half.
Yeah, I mean it was late.
And I told Josh, I said they got the call in. There must have been some big bet on no flags in the first half. You're gonna have to drop a flag.
Dude,
drop a flag before the quarter.
I do not.
Quarter
I'll be
ends.
honest with you. I'm seeing it in college football, pro football. That's one thing they got in common. They're not calling these flags. I don't like it because these players know it, so they're starting to play to it, and they're getting away with a lot. Call the game the way you see it. I get it. You can't call everything, but there's always been kind of guidelines and hey, we can take it this far, but not that far. And I just feel like they're letting it go further and further these days.
So I had a bunch of props too. The only one I really hit was the first touchdown, but I did miss a big one.
It's sad.
I did. It's sad.
Charlie handled it a lot better than I would. I mean, stuff like that bothers me.
It did hurt me, and it's going to hurt me to say it, but I'll go ahead and say it on here. But yeah, this one did hurt me. I feel like I'm a pretty responsible gambler when I gamble, so I take losses pretty good because it's not like I'm risking my life saving. I'm not an idiot. Look, I don't want to lose money, but I do feel like I take losses all right when I gamble.
Well, tell him why. He got type O positive blood, son. You know how much that sells for? If he gets beat, he just goes, he doubles up at the blood bank.
This one did hurt me. It was just a mess around bet, $20 bet. I haven't even told y'all this was my last bet. I put, I think another $50 in outside of Chad's. I came in and I went back out before the game started and sat in the car for 10 minutes. And I put in 3 more bets. And this was one of them.
I thought he had it won. When he sent it to me, he'll give it into it. I thought he had it. I thought, man, Charlie, good hit. I actually had a Drake May over something, and it was going to make my ticket lose. But, dude, I was so happy for my friend because, that's a good little – I wasn't going to win nowhere near that.
Here's the screenshot that I sent you, and there's actually more time on the clock than I thought there was. When I sent it to you, there was 12 minutes left, 12 and a half minutes left in the fourth quarter. At that point, I had Mac Hollins for a touchdown. He got that. That was the first touchdown that New England scored. I had A.J. Barner, anytime touchdown. He got the first one of the game. I had Travion Henderson, 2 or more receptions. He had 2. And this was with 12 and a half minutes left in the fourth quarter. And I had Kenneth Walker over 20 receiving yards. Now, when I sent you this, Anthony, and I don't know were you still there?
No, I just left.
Okay.
Yeah, no, actually, I just got home.
When I sent you this, Anthony, I had read it wrong. Kenneth Walker needed 20 yards. He had 26 at this point. I thought it said he needed 26, and he had 20. When I sent it to probably you too, and Anthony, I said hot ticket. Now I got one more leg on here that I haven't mentioned, but I thought I needed 2. It took me another 5, 6, 7 minutes. I was like, hold up, I'm looking at this wrong, dude. I really do have a hot ticket. I had all 4 of those. My 5th leg Drake May under 224 yards. I got it right here when I sent it. He had 119 with 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Oh my God.
And on an offense that hadn't moved the ball all night. Oh, man. Dude, I'm going to
It
tell
was
you.
a lot of stuff. Well, let's just start with this. We already talked about it. My man broke the record for the most fucking yards in the fourth quarter of a Super Bowl to screw me out of my bet.
I had over 259 for the game for Drake May, and I didn't think I had a shot in hell.
You had 259?
Yes.
I just had the whatever it was.
Oh, I took odds. I took odds.
I had 224, but 119 yards with 12 and a half minutes left. Matter of fact, he was still at like 160, and they were at midfield. He needed like 65 or 70 yards when they were at midfield with 5.5 minutes left. And in that spot, I thought I was sitting great because he needed like 65 yards. So he wasn't
he could only get 50.
He wasn't getting it on that drive. There was only 5.5 minutes left. So they either score, take some time. Maybe he gets all 50 yards. He's still like 15 or 20 short. But at that point, they've run some clock. Now they got an onside kick. Seattle gets the ball. They run the clock.
And even if New England gets it back, the game's closer, so they're going to have stiffer defense at that point.
Or they, they were going to go for it. It was 4-down territory at that point with 5.5 minutes left. What was the score at that point? 19-7.
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
Or 19-6.
Worst
something like
worst thing could have happened to you. Worst thing could have happened to
and
you.
it was, I think it was a second or third down. I want to say it was second down. The sack, fumble, returned for a touchdown. And my dumb ass was cheering. Like, yeah, let's go. And he went like 50 yards. And by the time he got to the goal line, it clicked. And I was like, I don't think I wanted that to happen.
They're going to get the ball back.
I wanted that to happen because now they're going to get it. Because if you remember on that kickoff, New England actually had a nice little return too, which helped me out.
Yes.
Before the fumble, they had a nice little return to like the 35 or 40. Yeah. And I was like, yes, that's just less yards that he's going to be able to get. And then the sack fumble, and the main part of the sack fumble was they went up by so much that now they're kicking off to New England and they're just sitting back. And you know how these teams do.
I think that's the biggest part of it, because I think if you're within that 2 score, which they were,
they'll play defense.
Oh, you got to.
Yeah.
You got to.
They weren't they were in prevent. They were in let's get this game over with mode.
Well, you just don't want, at that point, you don't want to give up the one big play to turn it back to a 2-score game. You're okay with giving up a touchdown. But hey, let's make it
take a little bit.
Yeah, it needs to take a little bit. Yeah,
dude, I hope he didn't blow his knee out.
I know
it didn't look good. Dude fell right on it.
They're shooters. They don't need their knees. Seriously, dude, they shoot.
So yeah, that
he's tired.
Hurt me. It was a $20 bet to win almost $3,700.
That sucks, buddy. That sucks, man. I hurt for you. I really did hurt for you. I was hoping that you brought out, and I know they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't even offer him a damn cash out. That's
I knew. I knew right when you got
12.5 minutes at least that I was refreshing that page, and never, not one time did I get a cash.
And me and Charlie talk. Me and Charlie are both similar styles. That not unless it's just a rip off, we'll take it, right, Charlie? I mean, something like that.
I would have took it on that.
Yeah. As long as it ain't a ripoff, I'll take it. I don't like the sweat.
I need to look into why these sites will offer. Sometimes they offer them, and sometimes they don't.
Maybe they can't figure it. Maybe it's too hard for the computer to figure it.
Come on, how can they
I don't know.
Figure it?
Well, because there's a lot of variables there, because it's yardage and like them getting the ball back and versus not. And you're probably right.
Oh yeah, I guess with the player props. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's look it up.
I don't know. Drew does it all the time, and he gets cash outs. He had a big one too going.
Does he get it on players and yardages and stuff? Okay. Quarterback.
He actually had a good one going right around the same time going into the fourth quarter. And I saw him post somewhere, and in the comments, he said to his buddy, "Are you getting any cash out options?"
Well, son, Drew's like a freaking triple diamond gold.
Dude, you should have seen it. I didn't show you his ticket.
Oh, I've seen his tickets. They do what Drew says, probably.
Hey,
I'm a gambler, but I'm not a gambler on that level. And I thought I was a gambler.
It was $100 to win $125,000.
He's wild.
Hey, he almost fucking hit it. He almost. Hey, you know what
That's
he missed
only
it by?
$1,000.
You know what he missed it by?
What's that?
The fucking Drake May that I got screwed. He had the same under, and he had Cooper Kupp to score a touchdown, which he could have had.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Bro.
And then, if he would have got that, he probably would have got a buyout. I seen him on Facebook earlier write something about, I wish Kupp would have got that touchdown. He said that because he probably plays them enough, and he knows he would have got probably a monster buyout.
Mhm.
But listen, Drew, I've watched you, homie. You like the sweat. That's where me and you are different. We're both gamblers within our own sense, but you like the
We've
sweat.
seen him give up some massive buyouts.
I do not like. Listen, I'm a
Massive.
gambler, and I love the action. I love every bit of it. But when I get the doggies in the bank and I can turn so much of a profit, I don't like the sweat. I don't want to go into a whole fourth quarter and the difference between zero and the difference between $3,000 or $4,000.
What was that buyout that he passed up on that one time?
A lot.
Was it like 15,000 or something?
Yes, my nephew's the same way. My nephew had one for 87,000 going, and he didn't take the buyout, and he won it, but he's lost two big ones like that because he just plays these big parlays. Dude, I'm not trying to I'm not watching the last quarter of a game for $87,000. I'm not doing it, dude. I mean, that's not good for the heart.
Anthony stresses out.
Would you not stress out on 87,000?
Yeah.
Me and Charlie had a pick six going for about
Dude,
30. That wasn't no fun.
Yeah, it was. It was until it was over and we lost. That was an unbelievable minute and a half, however long it was. That was unbelievable. It came and went so fast. I don't even think we realized it.
If it would have been $1 pick six, it'd have been $1 million pick six, or it'd been $500,000. It was 20 cents, so it gets a lot more players in it. Me and Charlie kind of learned a little about pick sixes that day. The 20 cents gets a lot more players because it gives you a lot more options.
Yeah.
If it had been $1, which we played, it wasn't a crazy monster ticket, though. But if it was, it wouldn't have been no million, but it'd have been a $300,000 or $400,000 ticket if it was $1. I think it would have been because it had a lot less players in it.
It was still wild. We had a minute. You talking about a quarter of a football game? We had a minute and a half, and we had 3 chances. One was like 56,000. One was like 46,000, and the third one was like 20 grand.
And we had the 2 favorites, and we hit a 50-1 in that thing, son.
Yeah, I lost one.
Yeah,
I think I've told it on. I don't know if I've told it on here before. Or not. So,
have you ever seen the Gulfstream Park one where the guy needed one for like $500,000? It's on YouTube. $500,000 needed for a rainbow pick six,
and that horse fell down.
He was pulling off in the stretch, and the jockey he didn't fall off. You can see it clear as day. The jockey jumped off. Mob got to him.
I lost one during COVID when the only thing you could bet on or do
a pick six.
Yeah, and I followed this chick online. I took hers, or on TVG, I took her picks, added some of mine. It was about $112 ticket, and we get down to the last leg, and the only person I had told about was Travis. And we get to the last leg, and I got 4 horses in the last leg.
Some good horses?
Yeah. I mean, the wheel pays were 13,000, 19,000, and I guess maybe I just had 3. It was 13,000, 19,000, and 20-something thousand.
Oh, my Jesus.
Dude, my horse takes off to the front.
Which one? All 3 of them?
Yeah, pretty much.
That makes you sick.
So the first one, I'm in the lead the whole time. Oh, like I said, only person I ever told was Travis about this ticket. We're on the home stretch. I got people texting me. You got this.
Oh, shit. Hey, I'd make them give me 1,000 apiece.
I think it was Drew Webb texting me.
Travis,
you got this.
Everybody.
He had told everybody.
He sent your picture to group text.
Yeah. They're like, you got this. So I'm heading down the stretch, and I have 2 of the 3 horses up there. And my one horse, it's a turf race. So someone out of nowhere, it actually ends up being Irad. On the one horse that I didn't have, he cuts in through the lane, and then I still had my 10 horse on the outside, almost run down Irad to give me the win. Dude,
I can't handle that.
I curled up. It was just me, it's just COVID.
I respect you, dude.
It was just me, Heather, and Caroline at the house. And Heather didn't even know what the hell was going on. I'm curled up in the fetal position in the living room.
I bet.
If there was a bar open, I'd still fucking be there.
Hey, I respect that, dude, because look, it's not that it's like life-changing money. That's a nice freaking chunk of money. It could have been
we
fun.
We were kind of like that, too. Hitting the top of the stretch. I feel like we had a chance.
Dude, I done told my other buddy, Barry, we go on vacation every year. I done told my buddy Barry, if I hit this, I'm paying off your vacation this year. I already committed to it, dog. I already committed to paying my buddy's vacation off for him.
I said, because y'all were about to go on vacation in like a week after that, It might have been the next weekend because I remember saying, if we hit this, we're going on vacation with y'all. And we weren't.
And we had the two favorites. Two favorites.
And we weren't even planning on going vacation. But if we'd have hit any of those, because like I said, our lowest one was 20,000. We had like a shot at like 56,000, 47,000.
I think it ended up paying because it was a carryover, and it was the last day of the meet. Is what it was.
That's what I think. That's what ours was.
Carryover. It was the last day of the meet, and I had people. There was one person text me. I didn't have their fucking number. I don't know who it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna be flat out with y'all. If you're my friend and I got a good bet going and y'all know I got it going, don't ever call me and tell me it's over. That irks me, dude. I'm just gonna tell you, I believe in that mojo shit. And like, dude, I'm on point. Usually you'll know I have a good bet going because I know what I do, and I don't mean to, but I get real quiet. You'll see me pacing a little bit and I'm watching. That's how I handle. How do y'all handle when y'all have a big one going?
I don't ever win.
Are you quiet? Or
I never win.
Do you talk about it? I won't always talk about it.
I usually, there's a few people I text.
Okay.
I probably text Charlie. And
See, I won't do it because if I do that.
The only person I text that day was Travis.
I want to.
Everybody fucking knew about it.
Yeah, I always tell somebody. I feel like I always got to tell somebody.
And I want to. In
I
those
don't
situations,
tell
I want
a bunch
to.
of people, but I feel like I got to tell somebody.
I want to
Maybe
in those
one or
moments.
two people.
But I don't. I don't because I think it's going to jinx me.
All right. Well, on to the real story that everybody wants to talk about. Do y'all want to talk about this?
I'll give you. I
The
can't.
halftime show. That's what everybody's been talking about. It's kind of sad, to be honest. For one, I don't know if I've said this on this show. I think I have. I go get fresh air at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
I go eat. I go refill my drink. I go outside, get a little fresh air. I'm not watching the halftime show. And it's not about this year's. That's just how I've always been. The only time I think I've ever made sure that I didn't miss one was the one a couple years ago with Eminem and Snoop Dogg.
You like the Bone Thugs and Harmony too. Buddha lover, gotta smoke the Buddha, baby. Don't it sound like that?
Hey, if they put them out there, I'd watch it.
That's an idea.
You know what's funny about Bone?
What?
We would understand the same amount of words in a Bone song that we would in a Bad Bunny.
They're smooth. Boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom,
well,
boom,
maybe.
boom,
Kinda close.
boom, boom,
No,
boom,
we can pick
boom.
some up.
Only words we know is Easy's Uncle Charlie.
Hey, they can talk fast.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just not something that I've ever been big on. Rolling Stones, I watched. Michael Jackson back in the day, Prince. It's just not something I do. But everybody wants to talk about it. Josh, you stayed in. I went outside. You stayed in. Did you watch it? Did you pay attention?
I watched it. I paid attention. I mean, it was okay. I don't have a strong enough opinion or politically care enough. I mean, I think it's a shame.
Not even on the political side. Was it like,
No, I mean,
do you like his music? I don't know his music.
No, I do not know his music.
So
I've just known him from being around. I'm a pop culture guy.
I know you are.
People invite me to trivia nights because I know pop culture. And I know who Bad Bunny is. I've known who he was for years. And I knew he was one of the top artists in the world on Spotify, on iTunes, whatever. And I wanted to see what he was about. I had no clue what he was saying. I thought the production was okay.
I heard the production was good. I didn't watch it.
But they showed like some videos of like having to watch it at the stadium. And I kind of, after doing some research, I get it. But like, if you were at the stadium, it was not that good for you because a lot of the stuff was taking place like inside that little house or the bodega or whatever so like a lot of people couldn't even see what was going on.
I could see that.
You're making a show for millions of people, not 68,500.
Yeah, but they paid millions of dollars to be there.
Right.
I want my money's worth.
Right.
Yeah, but it does make sense. And usually the stages are big. I mean, you always think about it. The people behind the stage, they don't get really good.
And then they brought out like Ricky Martin, and then he didn't sing in English, and he had a lot of facial work done. So it took you like, by the time he was done singing, you're like, oh shit, that was Ricky Martin.
Makes me take my clothes off and go dancing in the lane. I like Ricky. He speaks English.
And he doesn't sing Living La Vida Loca, you know?
Living La Vida Loca.
And then they bring out Lady Gaga, who's now been in her, I think, third Super Bowl performance.
Lady Gaga. They should have brought out Shakira.
Yeah, they did that a few years ago, though.
Well, bring her out every year.
So,
Bring Shakira.
Yeah, big fan.
Look,
Big fan.
if Shakira's out there, I'll probably stay in.
Shakira.
But, I mean, overall, the show, it was okay. I mean, I don't think it was memorable.
Well, before Anthony says anything, I'll say this. I said I went outside, but it was cold. It was cold as shit. So I went to my car. I get in my car. on the way to the party, I was listening to a little bit of the pregame. So the radio was already on the station. I get in the car, turn it on, and I guess it was Bad Bunny I was hearing. It was awful. I wasn't watching it. I was just hearing it in the car on the radio. It was awful. I did hear the production value was good. The political side, I don't know who he is. I don't know what he's about. I've heard people say, but I don't even know if they fucking know what they're talking about. Again, I don't even care about the political side. I wish they would just stop making it political.
Right.
Because I do think the reason that they do shit like this is to get people talking. That's the only thing that bothers me.
Absolutely. And I hate that.
Politically, I don't care what Bad Bunny thinks politically. I don't know what he's ever said out loud politically. I've heard people say that he's done things. I've heard people say that the stuff that people say is not right.
Well,
it's all AI. So I don't know, and I don't care enough to do any research on it. So when it comes to the political side, I could give a shit less. I just wish, not so much from the performer, but even from the performer, but the damn Super Bowl would just not make it political, because I do think some of the shit that they have been doing, not just this year, we could probably look at the last 5 at least.
Yeah, since
last
Jay-Z
year,
and Rock Nation took over.
Yeah, I mean, last year you had Kendrick out there going at whoever, Drake, but I guarantee you he was saying some political shit too. They all do it. So I just wish all that shit would be out. But why are we making a football game political? Because everything's made political.
I agree.
My bad. Anthony,
no, you're
go
good.
for it.
And
that's my thoughts.
I agree with that. But why is it always one side that the NFL's taking one side? That's my problem. And I just don't like that, because money comes from everywhere. The Super Bowl is an American sport. It's an American event. We're in America. And on one of our biggest events, that's nothing but Spanish. I thought maybe there'd be a mix, like he'd come through with some Hispanic, then mix in some English words with it. No, it was all Hispanic. And like I said, I have respect for this Hispanic culture. And I will go as far to say this. I'm a guy that believes that we got to, as a country, I'm not one-sided. I'm a guy that believes that we got to be able to agree to disagree and actually come together on things. And I think that's the biggest problem we got going on right now with this country, because both sides are just so hell-bent on this is the way it is. I might not agree with you, but guess what? Hey, there's some give and take. And I'm not so much big on, hey, it's got to be Republican or Democrat, but we need to be the United States of America. Yes, we got different views and different laws, but we have to be united. We do have to agree to disagree as a country and quit fighting each other, quit being stubborn both sides.
Did you even talk about that? Anything about that?
But yes, that's what it was.
Just that he didn't speak English?
Well, that's all that happened. I didn't know. I don't know Spanish. I mean, what do you want me to say? I didn't know a word that came out of his mouth.
So I'll say this about the whole Spanish thing. I agree that it's America's sport. It is. But how many games overseas did they play this year? Like 10?
I know.
They're making this thing. They're trying to expand it, which, for the league, shouldn't be anything wrong with that, which I don't think there is. But they have been doing that for years. They've done it. We had more overseas games, 9 o'clock games this year than ever. I don't know how many, but it's getting more and more every year. It is our sport, but the league is trying to make it a worldwide sport, which I don't see anything wrong with, because historically the rest of the world really don't give a shit about football. So to expand, I think, is a good thing for the league. Of course, they're trying to get their bottom dollar, make the bottom dollar. But with the topic that we're talking about, the halftime show being strictly Spanish, I don't particularly agree with that either. I do think it should have been some type of mix.
It was a political statement by the NFL.
Hollywood's liberal.
Yeah, but
NFL's Hollywood, ain't they? They're actors, ain't they?
But they get money.
It's scripted, ain't
it's all just a stage.
but they get money from both. They get money from both sides, though. And to me, I don't think you should want to touch that. You're better off not touching those subjects. You just are.
I mean, we're so divided. We have to do 2 different halftime shows.
Yeah, it's sad. It is freaking
it's
sad.
segregation.
It is
I mean,
sad.
It is sad, dude.
It is sad.
Yeah, we could do a blitz to politics one day
Nope,
if y'all.
nope, I'll take it.
Josh, I can already tell Josh does not like. I don't. And Josh, I wish I was
like
more
it either.
like you.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
I like it.
The
but
division thing
I
has
don't
been
like the
going on
division.
for a long time, and it's a problem. It is.
And the media has so much control over us because we're so tied into it, and they're playing us for fools out there. They're the ones doing it. Just like the politicians, they're the ones doing it. They're keeping us divided, man. It should be the people to pull up against all politicians, against all media. You know, they're playing us like dummies.
Well, and the thing too, I feel like for some reason, I don't know when this happened in our lifetime. People back in the day, even probably like 10 or 15 years ago, we could talk about politics and then go be friends. Still,
I can still do that, but some people can't.
they can't. And I think there's more people that can't now.
I think you're right.
Can.
I think you're right.
Let's be real. 25 years ago, you didn't talk about politics.
I don't think you did either.
Your parent, did you ever hear?
My grandma always said, "No politics, no religion."
Did you ever hear your
Right.
parents talk about politics? Until I got older, my dad was big into politics, but when I was a kid, never.
You know why?
Never heard my mom and my stepdad talk about politics. Never heard any adults talk about politics all through my childhood.
You know what it was? I'll tell you this because I've seen this myself. I was always pretty educated on current events. I used to read newspaper. I was a dork on that stuff. I just enjoyed it. And I'm not saying I'm any smarter than nobody else. And there's probably people smarter than me that didn't do what I did because they're so in tone with the social media world and they're just locked into it now. But there were so many people that just knew nothing about nothing. But now people think they know everything about everything because they got TikTok or they got Facebook.
Yeah,
and I'm telling you,
so much information.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm telling you, dude. I used to like talk certain things with people, like our investments or politics. Dude, it was like talking a foreign language. I'm telling you. I remember when I first told people when COVID happened and they printed a lot of money, I said, like, it's inflation written all over. Majority of people I told they didn't even know what the word inflation meant. Now everybody knows what inflation means. But they get it pumped into them through social media. And so they hear it through those ears. And what do? We filter all the stuff. So your phone has an algorithm. It's going to take you to what you like.
Yep.
So literally all you hear is stuff you like all day long. It's brainwashed, dude.
It is.
All right, off of that.
Sorry.
We might edit. We might even edit half of that shit out.
Yeah, probably better.
I don't really edit much out. So if we hurt your feelings, well, there's other podcasts you can listen to.
That's right. Just probably edit it out.
Might edit that out. I don't know. Anyways, next week we will really dive into college basketball. But we do want to touch on it a little bit to end the show here. You had Duke, North Carolina on Saturday, buzzer beater, 2 court stormings in one game by North Carolina. Did y'all find that funny?
Yeah.
I did too. Yeah, I did. You said that to me, Charlie. I was actually at the UK game when that went off. But when you told me they stormed the court, I was very surprised.
Yeah. I've never seen a big program like that storm the court.
Dude, we've seen Kentucky fans get bent out of shape over so much shit over the years. If we ever storm the court, do you know how Kentucky fans that ain't at the game would fry them for that?
Well, I guess when I think about it, I'm okay if the students do it, but not the fans that have been fans for a long time. The students only get maybe one opportunity to do it in their lifetime. They want to do it. They see it on TV. I can deal with that. But when you got somebody that's a 40, 50-year-old man that's a UK fan that's been through it, like, no, dude. If the students want to do it, maybe they want to do it once, and if you go to a powerhouse, maybe you don't get that opportunity.
No, you don't. You don't get that opportunity. Go to NC State if you want to rush the court.
Hey, storm it.
You know what I'm saying? Go to Wake Forest.
Rushing the field, it's fun. I've done it in football a few times, especially after a big win. It's fun.
I almost did it, and we lost.
The LSU game.
I was there with one leg over the wall, about to go onto the field. Glad I didn't do that.
I'll never forget the Virginia one this year. It felt dangerous. That felt dangerous. Remember the short wall?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Florida State.
That receiver just disappeared. I
Dude,
don't
that
even
was
ever had it
dangerous.
out.
was wild.
They need to put bigger walls up at Virginia. It's an old stadium is what it is. People weren't,
It's wild.
if you storm the field at most places, it's a nice little jump down. So it's kind of slow when you get to the wall. People trying to get down it. At Virginia, it was like a 2 or 3 foot wall. People were just jumping over it.
Yeah, that was wild. So North Carolina, buzzer beater, beats Duke. Arizona, number 1, undefeated
Lost.
until last
Yep.
night, right?
Yep. Lost
night,
last night to Kansas.
Kansas without Peterson.
Kansas shot 20-something more free throws than
Did they?
at Fog Hog. So when you go to Fog Hog or whatever we call it, you get screwed. You get shoot 20-something free throws less than what Arizona shot.
Yeah, they're calling Darren Peterson now DNP.
That's great. Darren Peterson projected, I guess, top, maybe number one,
maybe
two,
number
three.
one. He's
Has been known this year, I guess, to sit out a bunch. We need to look up how many games has he sat out this year. Do we know?
He's hurt.
I mean, I just keep hearing people say he sits out the big games.
I bet it's 8 to 10.
He's hurt.
Yeah, well, this game he said he had the flu or something. Apparently, he was out there warming up for the Arizona game, and I think an hour before the game told him he had the flu.
Somebody sent me on a text, they blew up. But then it makes me think, did that text get blown up on purpose? Did it get seen on purpose? Did Bill Self want that? I mean, just there's a lot of angles I think you can look at there. But yeah, I hate it, and I think it's nuts.
Yeah, there's a text going around that basically said that he told Bill Self about an hour before the game that he was sick and he didn't know if he could go. And Bill pretty much told him, you either go 100% or you don't go at all. And I think the end of it was Peterson saying, fuck it, I'm out. Or,
fuck it, I'm sitting.
Yeah,
you know what?
like that.
Of course,
you play again.
But
they won.
You got the NBA stuff coming up with their draft stock and stuff. But I said this in football. I'm starting to wonder if these people are cheating. Don't cheat. Don't ask them to play a bad game, but just say, hey, don't play. If you're a star player, hey, don't play. But it backfired on last night because the Jayhawks look like they're good without Peterson. But they did shoot 20-something more free throws. Hog.
What is it? I think it was after last night, Kansas is 38-0 on Monday nights under Bill Self.
Wow.
Because they cheat.
And Darren Peterson has missed 11 games.
Damn.
That's them fake injuries I talk about.
So have they been saying he got some type of injury?
He's been injured. He's been sick. It's
everything. Everything everybody else is doing.
Just making shit up.
So Arizona, not unbeaten anymore. The only unbeaten teams, is it Miami of Ohio?
Miami of Ohio.
Is that the only unbeaten?
Yeah, it was just them two until last night. And they have played nobody.
They still got Wally's World?
Can Indiana, with Miami being the only team left, can Indiana just go ahead and pop the champagne?
Do what?
Don't they kind of do the thing the Dolphins do every year, pop the champagne?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do they do that?
Yeah, when the last undefeated team gets beat. If it was Arizona, whatever, but Miami not playing nobody, they'll never get through the NCAA tournament without losing. So I say you go ahead and pop the champagne early. They'll get the tournament, get beat.
You only got about, 7-8 games left?
Probably, yeah.
They're getting close.
Where are they ranked at?
They're like 13th. They're in the middle.
Do they get a number 1 seed if they're undefeated?
No way. They haven't beat anybody.
If they're undefeated, do they get a 1 seed? Undefeated.
No way.
They could.
I mean,
they could.
I had to see I had to see who they played.
They played a team.
I'm
looking at a team now.
They were the number 1 overall.
Well, let me tell you how many college basketball teams
you'd
there
have
are.
to have Wichita State. I feel like played in at least a halfway decent conference.
Yeah, and they had some out of conference wins.
In college football, when you go up there to the betting place, you have a sheet. It has 2 sheets on it. Because they're all the college football. They got a lot of small college football teams. When you get the college basketball little sheet, it gets like 5 sheets on it. There's a lot.
Dude, on a Saturday, there's like 230 games or some stupid shit.
Dude, they played a team called Milligan.
Milligan?
Yeah.
That's what you get when you hit a bad shot in golf, isn't it?
It's a mulligan. Milligan. They won 135-81.
Milligan, I heard, has got some good 3-point shooters.
The Milligan Buffs.
Have they played anybody?
No, I don't think they have any Power 4 wins.
They're undefeated, baby.
Western Michigan, Toledo, Central Michigan, Buffalo.
What seed they going to get?
Kent State, UMass, Northern Illinois, Buffalo again, Marshall. We go up here and
wonder what they're projected.
What's the highest seed you think they can get, Josh?
They beat Indiana East.
Undefeated.
I don't know.
A 7?
Oh, they get higher than that. They can get higher than that.
We'd have to look at what they're projected.
They played Mercyhurst.
You might be right, though.
They played Mercyhurst.
They're good.
They're good.
Yeah, they're on Fagenbush. Trinity Christian.
They're on Shelbyville.
They played Trinity High School?
They played Mercy. They played a girls' high school team from Louisville and Trinity.
Holy Cross. They play Holy Cross.
They play I bet, dude, they may have. They beat Trinity Christian 129-49.
Yeah. I don't mess around with Miami. Red Hawks, baby.
Trinity Christian.
That's wild. They beat Old Dominion, Air Force.
Old Dominion's good in football, sure. Air Force.
Indiana East.
Southeast?
Indiana
just,
East.
Just Indiana East.
That's not a school with a basketball team.
They played Eastern Kentucky.
Is that the best team they played? Eastern Kentucky? Yeah, Miami's got some work to do. I'd have to look more into it to see what I thought their ceiling was on their seating, but
the floor is the ceiling. Isn't that what Michael Jordan said?
I mean, I guess they'd have to go, undefeated, and then you go through your conference, you end up 34-0?
Yeah. 31-0, right? Or 34. I guess 34.
It'd be 34. Yeah. I don't know. I think if you go 34-0, you got to be I feel like at least got to be a 3 seed, right? I don't know. We'll dig into Miami of Ohio. Or hopefully, maybe they just
Josh, you might be right. Right now, it's saying they're 11th seed. But why they got them ranked so high? And I agree more with the 11th seed, okay? But, that kind of goes back to my thing Texas college. They don't value strength of schedule enough. The tournament is, but, some things don't. They're ranking them so high because they're undefeated. But if you ain't played nobody, you ain't played nobody.
It just tells you that the top 25 don't mean shit.
Right. Exactly.
Their 13th ranked means
then you
nothing.
would think they would be the 4th or 5th seed right now.
Oh, shit, at 13, you're
top 3 or 4
seed,
right.
All right, well, Houston and BYU play. BYU, I feel like BYU's been in a good game, playing good teams
every Saturday.
Every game.
Every
Seriously.
Saturday, I'm serious.
I have to look at their schedule, but I feel like it's brutal. And they're dropping, right? They're in 20. How many losses BYU have?
6.
Do they really?
Mm-hmm.
I love
but
Houston.
I feel like they've had a brutal schedule.
Houston's probably my favorite non-UK team. Them and there, I like Arizona this year, but I love the way Houston plays. I love defense, how they get after it. I love Houston.
And then I didn't see any of the Michigan State and Illinois. You said that came right down to the end?
I had to, because they were I was at the
too.
Kentucky game, which my internet wasn't working good in there, but Michigan State was down by 1 with 10 seconds to go. I had Michigan State minus a half point. I kind of needed them. I didn't want to see the result to ruin my time because we were in the middle of a comeback, and I ended up hearing it on when we went live that night. The Michigan State won, so I was in a kind of a good mood when it happened.
Well, speaking of Kentucky, the Cats.
Big win over the Vols.
Big win over the Vols on Saturday. Another comeback win. This team just keeps coming back. So Kentucky looking good right now too, at the right time. So, guys, is there any teams that I feel like there's a lot of good teams this year? I know you just said Arizona. You just said you like Arizona.
I think Arizona's the best team in the country.
I
like Houston. But I don't think Houston can beat Arizona. I know Arizona just got beat, but I think Arizona's really good.
I agree. I like Arizona. I haven't watched
Duke's good.
I haven't watched Michigan enough. I need to sit down and watch them. I've seen them play early in the year, and they were kind of blowing some people out. I thought Gonzaga was good, and then they lost to Portland Christian the other night.
Purdue almost lost to Oregon, 20-point underdog, because I actually had Oregon plus 20.
I'd like to watch Michigan a little bit more too. They're still ranked second. What do they just got? The one loss.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they almost lost to Nebraska that night.
They did almost lose to Nebraska, and
Nebraska's feisty, man.
Yeah, then they came back from a big deficit tonight, and I think they ended up losing that game to Purdue by 2 or 3 points. My damn Super Box was going super crazy, so we missed it. But I do think they lost by 2 or 3.
And U of L, Mikael Brown scored 45 last night at the Yum Center.
I think that was a U of L single game record, wasn't it?
Tied Wes Unseld.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Louisville's had some players over the years.
I mean, just the quality of freshmen this year. I mean, they're back. I mean, there's a legit 7 to 10.
There's a bunch of them.
Ballers.
There is. Arizona's got a couple. They don't got the big monster names, but they got 2 really good ones.
Pete's really good.
Yeah.
The Boozer kid's good.
Diabonte.
Peterson, the one Arkansas has. It's
A-Cuff.
A-Cuff. There's all kinds of
A-Cuff's really good.
And the point guard, I think Houston's is really good.
Fleming's.
He's good. Shit, the kid at Tennessee, he's just a freshman, isn't he?
Amen. What about that?
He's going to be really good.
That big monster down there in Lexington, son. Moreno, baby, and his little running part, his future running partner, Jasper Johnson, baby.
Keep Moreno quiet. We don't want him to go pro.
Yeah. He ain't ready for that yet. He's coming along.
Seems like you could just tell Moreno, tell him, like, dude, you're not ready. I don't think that
He's
dude has
not
enough.
ready.
I just don't think he has enough confidence in himself to tell you no. He looks tired to me, but he's a monster.
He always looks tired. He looks like he's playing in slow motion.
He's a smoker, but he's a baller. I can tell you that. He's a baller.
We'll get into more Kentucky here on the second half on the right side of Kentucky sports. Guys, y'all got anything else on the college basketball? We'll dive more into it. We're going to pick out some games for next week. That's what we're going to be talking for the next few. Well, we got, I don't know, what was it, 3 weeks? 7 games? 8 games?
Yeah.
About 3 to 4 weeks left until conference tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So
Blitz the Bookie comes out in man-to-man defense. How did he do that? Who was that? That was
Bill Rafferty.
he still does it.
Bill Rafferty.
Yeah, Bill
He
Rafferty.
comes out
yeah.
man-to-man.
All right, well, guys, y'all got anything? We
Say,
good?
guys.
Football season's over.
It's over. Sad
Sucks.
day.
But yeah, it's basketball season now, guys. Cats
go.
playing good right now, and March Madness will be here before you know it. And then Derby, baby, Derby. Ready for this freaking cold weather to go
Yep.
away. We got a little taste of it today.
It was
60
nice.
degrees.
It was
60
nice.
degrees.
They teased
I was
Dude,
in a-
it felt like it was 75. I was
I know.
sweating
Charlie,
my ass
Does
off.
it make you feel better at work? Like,
Oh
does that
my
put you in a
God.
better
Oh,
mood,
Oh,
dude?
yeah. I
Yeah.
could have worked till dark, no problem today.
Motivates you in life.
It does,
It
dude.
was.
Like, who
It
wants
does.
to, when it's cold, get me inside, dude. Like,
I
I just
hear
don't
you.
like it.
Guys, appreciate everybody listening. Keep checking us out. As always, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. We got an Instagram now. There's still not a post on there, but check us out. Go follow us on Instagram. Keep telling somebody, at least one person, about us. That's all we got, guys. Catch y'all next week. Blitz the Bookie.
See y'all. I gotta go pee.
Cold down here?
Yep, it's freezing. Yeah, it's freezing.
Hey, turn the heat on.
It's hot up here.
It's a fucking ice
We
thing.
don't need a heater.
Huh?
It's hot up here.
I mean, I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm all
I didn't
right.
even notice it until I walked back down.
We're good.
I'm like,
We're good.
Charlie's always cold.
You're home, baby.
I've been down here the whole time freezing. Y'all open that door, I can feel the heat hit me.
It's 72.
52 now.
Charlie got the mic, he's dropping facts all day. Anthony's like, nah, I got the better parlay. Argue about the spread, it's a fierce debate. But when it comes to Wildcats, they align their fate. Blitz the bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. Late nights, hustle deals on the line. Charlie Scassy's gonna make you shine. Anthony's heart where the numbers combine. Put your cash down, ride the incline. Blitz the bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. From the tip off to the final play, they grind. Mike's on fire, bets on their minds. Arguing odds till the last rewind. Blue and white, it's a bond you'll find. The bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. From the tip off to the final play, they grind. Mike's on fire, bets on their minds. Arguing odds till the last rewind. Blue and white, it's a bond you'll find. Bond you'll find. Blitz the bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat